Hi, I'm Mr. Rooney. I teach social studies at West, and I used to be a Marine.
I'm Mr. Stong. I teach graphics, photo, drawing, and art survey. I served in the United States Navy for 4 years.
Hello, my name is Arturo Centeno. I am the principal here at West Leyden High School, and I was a member of the Illinois Army National Guard.
My name's Brian Miller. I serve as Leyden's Music Department Chair for the last 29 years. And when I'm not teaching students at Leyden, I proudly serve as Lieutenant Colonel in the United States Air Force and Air National Guard.
My name is Mike Maddox. I'm a teacher at Leyden High School. I've been here 7 years, and I teach the metals manufacturing program at East Leyden. I was prior active duty Air Force, and then after I became a teacher, I re-enlisted into the National Guard.
Hi, my name is Melvin Hogue. I drive a school bus here at Leyden. I'm a U.S. Army veteran.
Hi, I'm Dennis Fritz. I am a custodian here at West Leyden, and I served in the United States Marine Corps.
I joined the armed services just because I'm the kind of person who thinks everybody should. But as I tell anybody who asks, I joined the Marine Corps pretty much for my ego. When you're a short little scrawny guy like I am, you want to be able to say you signed up for the toughest, the hardest, the few and the proud.
For me, it was an option between either the Air Force or the Navy, and I wanted to make sure that I would travel to the places I wanted to see.
The Illinois National Guard is a fraction of the U.S. Army. I joined that because it helped pay for school when I was in college, and also it kind of a connection back to giving back to the state of Illinois.
Serving in the Air National Guard gives us tremendous opportunities for training, for travel, for meeting outstanding people, for serving our country in a variety of ways. I've deployed numerous times all over the world. I was also activated for the global pandemic to serve as a liaison officer coordinating our vaccination efforts in Vermilion County, and it was great to be able to help in times when there's really help needed.
I decided on the Air Force because it was more of a technical nature, which interested me. I was more into electronics and mechanical systems. So I joined the Air Force and I became a F-16 avionics technician. So I did all electrical systems on fighter jets.
I chose the Army because an older brother was in the Army just before me. I signed up for the Army and was drafted before I took my physical. They had everybody line up after the physicals were completed, and they said, count off 1, 2, 1, 2. Ones were Army, twos were Marines.
I served in the United States Marine Corps, and I joined because a recruiter had come to the school and just kind of sold me on it, and the travel and the experience kind of hooked me.
Serving was actually fairly easy. It kind of turned into kind of a regular 9-to-5 job. It was the beginnings that was a little interesting, going through boot camp. It was a change of environment.
So I went to boot camp and I became a medic. So I was a combat medic for the Illinois National Guard. Didn't find it as exciting as I thought it was, the medical field, at least in the Army. And so I actually went to officer candidate school to become an officer, where I was then commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Air Defense Artillery Unit.
My path to the military was non-traditional. I had already finished all of my schooling to include my advanced degree. I was already gainfully employed in my career field, and very luckily for me, the military found me when there was a need for someone to fill the capacity. I turned my life upside down to attend officer training school at 32, where I was older than a significant amount of the instructional staff.
My experience was awesome in the military. I left when I was 19, and from 19 to 23, I got stationed in Germany for a couple of years. So I got to do a lot of travel that most people don't get to do in a lifetime. We repair, or fabricate parts that are broken off of aircraft or aircraft-related structures.
I went to Fort Bliss, Texas for my training. Then I went back to Texas to Fort Sam Houston to train as a combat medic. And I ended up right outside of Paris, France. And that went to Belgium. From there I went to Germany and ended up being a dental tech, not a combat medic.
I got the chance to go to Hawaii for 2 years, and I spent a year in Japan. I went to Thailand, and I went to Australia. In those 4 years I served, and it was great. I served in the infantry. I was an 0311 infantryman, and it was a great experience. Met a lot of cool guys and a lot of cool things, a lot of great memories.
I would say the biggest takeaway from the military is you don't get a stronger sense of belonging anywhere in the world. than you get in the military. You really depend on those people around you. And so the sense of spirit, the sense of belonging that you get, those are your people. And there's no sense like that anywhere else.
Well, what I learned in the military is that a lot of what you do is based on your own self-discipline. You hold yourself to certain standards, you accomplish tasks, and then you're accountable for them.
I take a lot of the military still with me in my life. There's a lot of discipline, there's a lot of time management, and a lot of those just life skills I carry forward from 19 all the way up until 36 now, and I still use them, every day. And I try to talk to my students about that stuff as well.
Well, I grew up quick. There's no doubt about it. I matured quick. I was, a young 18 years old when I went in, got more hands-on with things, then developed a sense of maturity and also just discipline. Discipline, big time.
The best advice that I got, everything you can do to get yourself ready to go into the military is a good thing. And nothing you do to get ready is gonna get you ready for the military. You're gonna go in and you're gonna get blasted and you're not gonna know which end is up, and that's part of the process that they're building.
The biggest thing is doing well on the ASVAB. And I know it sucks, but that's taking everything you're learning in school right now and applying that on an entrance test into the military. It pretty much sets you up for what career you're gonna do in the military. And there are better careers than others in the military.
Find out what meets your needs, and then also look beyond just the military, like what skills you want to transfer over.
I would definitely do my research. I would consider both active duty and serving in the reserves, the Air National Guard or the Army National Guard. In that regard, you don't have to put one of your career paths or your ambitions on hold to fulfill the other, but rather they can be happening concurrently. It also gives you the opportunity to meet outstanding people at all stages of their careers that otherwise young people might not have access to. So they get great mentorship and great examples in every possible way.
Really, you have to talk to a recruiter, but also try to find people who aren't recruiters who have served, because recruiters' jobs are to get you in and they'll make it sound as good as possible. But it's good to have the real story. There's definitely some pros, there's some cons, and so you just have to understand all that going in.
I think the military is very beneficial to any young person because it makes you work as a team and get along as a team.
It is a good experience for a young adult to get into, to learn, like I said, some discipline, some teamwork, and just be able to take care of yourself. And you can also get an education out of it in the long term, and you could provide for yourself later on.